Welcome. This is Richard Hosnote, and I want to welcome you to another Innovation Best Practices episode, where every episode is designed to help you sell more and make more from your innovation program using only proven and practical innovation best practices that I believe can work for virtually any business and any innovation need. I want to give a special welcome to our listeners around the world, now more than 104 countries. Welcome back. We have a bunch of free offers and some news on the I2G website I want to share with you. I have a free consulting session available. If you are interested, just send me an email, which will be at the end of this episode, and provide me the details with how you think I can help you and what you need. We also have a free twice-a-month newsletter. If you're interested, again, just send me an email. This newsletter has insights that are not available in any of the episodes. So if you're interested, just send me an email for that. We're doing a major expansion of our innovation capabilities on Innovate to Grow Experts at i2ge.com. That's letter I, number 2, ge.com, in which we help companies double their innovation success rate. And this is what you need to do if you want to achieve consistent sales and profit growth. And we are the only consulting company using the 6 most proven innovation best practices. If you'd like to see what those 6 are, just go to the homepage at i2ge.com, scroll down towards the bottom of the page, and you will see them there. We're the only company using all 6 of these. So, we're going to be talking about major innovation trends from a report, innovation report, that was published as an article on the Innovation Excellence website. This, as you may or may not know, what you're hearing, this audio track, is available as a podcast, obviously, but it's also available as a video cast on YouTube. And to find it, all you need to do is go to YouTube and in the search bar, put in Richard Innovation Best Practices, and you'll be taken to the page where all these episodes are. I'm mentioning that because this episode happens to have a whole lot of visuals in it that may help your understanding of what's going on here. So let's take a look at this. And a lot of this is looking at the trends from the Consumer Electronics Show, the 2016 Consumer Electronics Show. I had the good pleasure of going to the Consumer Electronics Show once way back when. Wow. For somebody like me, it was like being in a candy store. It was absolutely interesting. So this is a look at the trends behind the trends from the Consumer Electronics Show with some focus on specific industries. So let's get going. A snapshot of the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES. There were 170,000 people, up 6% last year from last year, plus 11% from the international. Almost 2.5 million square feet of space. I can tell you, you better bring a comfortable pair of shoes when you walk this thing. It's 12% bigger than last year, more than 3,800 exhibitors. And in social media, there were more than 3.2 million mentions going on during all of that. So a big event, and it makes a lot of the newscasts. Major categories this year were Connected World, Drones and Bots, Startups and Fringe Tech, and Entertainment. I'm going to spend most of the time on 3 of these and sharing the results from you. Here's some key takeaways for marketers. It's a connected world, and consumers' expectations are rising. As our homes, cars, and devices all become seamlessly connected, consumer expectations for a brand's accessibility and ease of use will increase too. If a product or service isn't where and how people expect it to be, the brand likely will see some friction and frustration. Marketers should embrace technology to increase positive brand perceptions, experiences, and subsequent consumer conversations. Agree with that. Photography and entertainment is about making magic. It's just as GoPro made video viewing more compelling, so too will 360-degree technology. Yep, you heard that right. Brands are poised to be at the forefront of providing millions with their first taste of innovative technology, and where fitting, marketers should push to utilize this new medium to position their organizations as modern and first to market. Regarding startups, a mutual beneficial moment. Startups are presenting themselves as a bigger opportunity for most brands than most ever imagined. Now is the time to start exploring how to work together. In some previous episodes, I've talked about how major companies are increasingly working with startups, alliances, collaborations. It's going to go on more and more. Startups need exposure to grow their user bases, while brands can benefit from the relevancy and the halo effect of effective innovation technological partnerships and what that can bring. Okay, let's talk about the connected home. It's a trend behind the trend. We're seeing a major push for platform standardization. One hub that unites various home connected devices. Gadget manufacturers are also racing to make their products compatible with popular hubs like Amazon Echo, Apple's HomeKit, and Google Weave. The more seamless connected homes become, the quicker and more likely people are to adapt the technology into their homes. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, one of the appeals of the Apple operating system is that whether it be iMacs, Mac Airs, iPads, iPhones, all that sort of stuff kind of works together because the platforms are able to work with each other. The connected home was, according to the folks, the third buzziest category out there. Amazon's Echo, Samsung's Family Hub, with refrigerators and that sort of thing, and a Netatmo presents a home actual security camera for deep learning, allows how to accurately detect some suspicious activity. So a lot of going on in the connected home. Then there's the connected car, and we saw this year's show saw many big players, both tech and automotive companies, vying to own in-car technology experience. Both Apple and Google are positioning themselves as the best solution for automakers and consumers with their CarPlay and Android Auto. Again, we're seeing how these platforms like Apple's and Google's just continue to expand and work together. And that simplicity is what consumers are increasingly wanting. Okay. There were a bunch of things at the show. The connected car was to use the author's thing, the buzziest category out there. There was a Faraday future car, the FF01, the BMW i8 Spider, with an air touch control system and a lot of other stuff. More than kind of interesting. And there was the VW Bud E microbus, which is where I think, which tends to be more of a family car, which is where I think the connected car can really have lots of possibilities. Then there's drones. And last year, drones were one of the hottest products there. And this year, they saw drones with all kinds of new features, from automated cinematography shots to artificial intelligence-driven awareness and object avoidance. The technology is very quickly developing. Very interesting stuff going on here. This was also a number of things were going out there. There was a DJI Phantom 3 drone, upgraded from the best-selling Phantom version, with 4K high-resolution cameras and all that sort of stuff. And then there's Intel's and Xiaomi's 9Bot. It's a robot helper that responds to voice commands. That's kind of interesting, and actually looks like somebody on legs. Actually, it's on wheels, and the semblance of a face. It's kind of interesting. And then there's the Youngtech Typhoon H drone, surprise challenger, with a lot of unusual features. So a lot going on in the drone business. Then there are non-traditional cameras, 360 panoramic view features at very high resolution, a Nikon Key Mission 360 doing some of the same stuff. Very, very interesting stuff here in the Ricoh Theta S, and a very small camera that shoots very high quality video and all that sort of stuff. So 360 seems to be the new breakthrough approach, with both Nikon and others playing in this field. Other things, virtual reality was out there. It's a VR headsets were out there. Oculus was out there, the retail version, and the Google Cardboard clones to make VR more accessible. So a lot going on virtual reality. I've talked about this in some earlier episodes, and I really believe it is going to be a big future point of interest. Startups and Fringe Tech, well, there are 35% more startups at the CES this year, and the group is fueling most of the growth that's been seen in the last 3 years. Eureka Park, where hundreds of startups hope to get noticed, has become synonymous for where the actual business of the show is done. Big brands, not just tech companies, are exploring potential investments or partnership opportunities with startups. So a whole lot more going on. As I mentioned earlier, this is a very positive trend. So there's all kinds of stuff that was going on in the startups and the Fringe Tech, everything from a baby monitor to smart utensils, interesting. A Hydro Echo shower head with built-in LED lights and all that other sorts of stuff. 4D motion furniture, not sure what that's all about. And a GoSun stove, how to harness solar power to cook things. So just to mention a few. Well, here's some concluding thoughts from my perspective. Regarding the connected home, it looks big, but I'm not sure the breadth of appeal and the value of the added services. I think a big breakthrough is still needed. I mean, I've looked at this, and boy, if somebody likes gadgets and that sort of stuff, this is kind of like a market that would be made for me. I can't see buying a major refrigerator and spending a lot of additional money because of it's going to tell me on a display screen certain things. I'm just not sure that it meets a need that I have. Having said that, with the connected home, I have a couple of homes in Arizona, and when I move between one and the other, I like the fact that the home is connected. I actually have ADT security, which allows me to change the thermostat from a remote location in the home I'm going to, so it's warm when I get there. That's about the extent of my connected home at this time. Connected cars, I think there's a lot of added value that's coming. I think that Tesla is kind of out on the leading edge of this in many ways. But I see it probably having the greatest appeal with minivans, as I said earlier, because it's a family environment. Drones, there's a lot of hype around this. I'm not convinced that this is going to be anything approaching more than a hobbyist and fad interest for consumers. I may be wrong. I think there's a very strong commercial market for these, for all kinds of things. So drones are here to stay. I think they're more commercial than they are consumer, in my opinion. Virtual reality is the next high potential market. It still needs lots of development and definition. We've got a long ways to go before that crosses over and becomes a deep and broad consumer product. If you're interested in more innovation best practices, all you need to do is go to my website at i2ge, that's the letter I, number 2, ge.com. On the left-hand side, on the menu bar, you'll see DIY innovation training, do-it-yourself innovation training. Click on it. A whole bunch of training programs will come up. If there isn't one that meets your exact needs, just send me an email. I'll be glad to tailor one for you. Here's what I'm trying to do with this. I'm trying to make you innovation self-sufficient, which can save you tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars instead of having to pay expensive consultants like me to do it for you. A second best practice source is one of the 6 books that I've published. It's Proven Practical Innovation that Delivers Results. It's available only at Amazon in a paperback and Kindle version. It's priced below my break-even cost, so it's a great value. If you have suggestions, comments, or requests, I love hearing from listeners, so just send me an email to richard@i2ge.com. And remember, the free consulting session and free newsletter offer from the front end of this episode. Again, just send an email to richard@i2ge.com. In the next episode, I start a very interesting conversation about blue ocean strategy. If you're at all in the innovation business, you've probably heard of this book that was published many years ago. It was given a major update in 2014. This will actually be the first episode that I develop around blue ocean strategy. There will be more coming later, but this will provide you an overview. It is, if you're in the innovation business and you want ideas that have high chances for success, the strategy outlined in this book is absolutely golden. It's great stuff, well documented, and very practical. So it clearly and easily falls under the heading of proven practical innovation best practices. So make sure you tune in for that episode. As all of you know, I'm deeply appreciative of you taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me in these episodes. I look forward to reconnecting with you soon, and until then, please have a great day.